Alright, what up, y'all? Another Uber Convo. Today I got my home team I just picked up in the ride. What's your name, man?
Stunner. It's your boy Stunner Montana.
Stunner Montana. What's your name on the gram, Stunner?
Real Stunner Montana. REAL Stunner Montana.
Alright, that's what's up. That's what's up. So I missed you at the Go Fest last year, man. You said you had a big learning point.
I was in the audition.
Yeah.
I had curse words in my songs.
Right.
So they was like, yeah, I can't perform that type of music I was promoting at that time.
Right.
I'm making new music now, so it ain't got no curse words. You friendly, chill with people, listen to it.
Got to have a clean version of the music, particularly for the masses. And you don't know this yet, but I was actually the program director of the radio station here.
Yeah.
So that was a common thing. And before that, I was the music director. So we'll bring your music down to the radio station. I'm likely still have that Music Mondays, but artists would bring their music all the time to the station, the dirty version.
Wow.
And it could be a good song, but when you got the masses bringing your music to play, they're not gonna clean your song for you. So anyway, that's the same kind of mode. But you figured that out though, so good, man. You on the path to make it happen, and that's what's up, man. So, but no, we was having a little conversation, and I thought that was pretty interesting. You was asking me questions, which normally when I'm having my little Uber convos, people, I'm only asking people questions. So now go for it.
I asked you, is it safe right now? I wouldn't say safe, but you say right now would be a perfect time to get married in 2026.
Is this a perfect time to get married in 2026? So disclaimer is, let me say this. First of all, I do think marriage is a good thing. I do. I was married for 11 years. Got 2 amazing kids. Me and my ex get along pretty well. We both understand the task at hand. She's remarried, and we understand what we're trying to accomplish. So anyway, I set the stage with that conversation because now I'm back outside. But it's different. It's real different than what it was, back in 08 when I got married. And I would say to you that I still do think marriage is a good thing. Now, am I inclined to get married to the right person? Sure. But I tell you, the dating situations are tough out there, and the getting to know and the expectations. Like social media, man, has impacted the way that people think, in my opinion. So many different ways, and comparing themselves to other people.
Yeah, I also feel like that's a problem now in this generation. They look up to other people.
Right.
And on social media, and they think like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be my life too.
Mm-hmm.
But then they look at themselves and look like, oh, okay, I'm doing it alone. And then that's when the pressure comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Like every day they look at themselves like, this is what am I doing wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to go based off somebody else.
Right.
Okay, I need to be this way.
Now, I'm sorry, how old are you?
22.
22. So, man, you got time, man. You got time, and I think it's a perfect time to learn yourself. And there are a lot of things that were not socially acceptable, at least for men. When I was 22, when I say that, I mean men are now, the whole idea of toxic masculinity has exposed the need for men to do work on the things that we haven't been able to address. There were labels and projections, and that stuff still happens too. When people say, well, you too this and you too that, well, you're not a man if this, you're not a man if that. Man, that's wrong. It's okay for you to have boundaries, and you want to take the time that you need to be your best self. So unfortunately, you're going to compete against social media and the celebrities out here who are controlling people's minds, when it comes to a lot of the conversations out here, to drive the way that people think. And you're trying to figure out, okay, am I going to spend the rest of my life with this person? Man, spending the rest of your life with somebody? You know, it's a lot to say. You know, but anyway, that's the basics, man. I would say, you know, celebrities are driving, and we're comparing ourselves. People are comparing themselves to these celebrities out here in the world. And one of the reasons why I like doing these conversations, man, is because I want to like normalize being real people.
Head to your drop
and
at the
people being
2420 West
practical.
Lauren Boulevard.
You know, and because we need people to understand, man, having a 9-to-5 job is a real thing. You likely gonna have to have a side hustle to be able to make it in this world when gas is damn near $6. 90, you know what I mean? The majority of the people are doing. Everybody got a, particularly coming out of COVID, the price is up, and your main job might not be able to cover everything that you need. And guess what? You're not alone. You're not the only person out here like that. So hold your head up, do the best you can, keep it 100, and hopefully the woman for you is not going to be saying, well, 50-50. Well, look, love, I'm not saying I am a traditional man, and I was believed in my woman, my wife, at the time, not working. I was a proponent of that, but I do realize that she's still gifted at something. She was good at some things that, and working was good for her.
In a quarter mile, make a sharp
truly, our
left turn using the
household
left lane.
needed that, or could have benefited from that extra income. You know, and I think it helped. At the end of the day, it was good for her to contribute, have everybody have a level of respect for one another, and nobody starts to feel like they are doing more than the other. We all got our roles, because the roles really are interchangeable in terms of how you do it. Whether, you know, you're a stay-at-home man or a stay-at-home woman. You know, I know that's kind of a modern thing, but I feel like that's a big conversation that people talk about right now. You know, 50-50, and women that want to be kept and living a soft life, and those things. And I think that those things are great in theory, but is it a reality? You know, and people who are saying that they want to, you know, go out all the time and spend a lot of money, you know, dating costs. Dating costs, man. So every man in the world, the process of pursuing a woman, pursuing a partner, it's gonna cost you. So just some stuff to keep in mind, you know, in terms of having your priorities. And that's why I'm saying enjoying it, you know, because, you know, when you start to get serious and think about having kids, and my man, you know, get ready. You dating? You dating? Got a girlfriend? How's it going?
How's it in a year right now?
Yeah, okay. What kind of conversations are y'all having about your future?
So that's all we really talking about right now is future. But like, I also was telling her, like, our whole conversation has to be about what you doing, like, stressing yourself out all the time. And sometimes it is a little stressful, but she'll put all that weight on her shoulders and make you feel like this all on her, like, oh, she gotta do this by herself. I'm with you all the way, like, if we're doing this together, then I'm gonna have to work. I'm gonna have to push myself to that point, get money, you know, like, to, you know, support us and how we got it. So I try to talk to her in stressful times, you know, it's hard.
Yeah.
Just talking about future, you know.
Make a sharp left
Yeah,
turn.
man, I would
then
say,
keep left onto I-90 East.
You know, some things I didn't do. I was a really serious teenager, young adult, 20-something. I was just serious about life. I wish I was a little lighter, would have enjoyed it more. I wish I would have dated multiple people when I was younger. You know, again, that same seriousness about life is what, you know, why I didn't necessarily approach
In 1 mile, take
meetings.
right
And when I
exit
knew
58
I
toward
wanted
Racine
to
Avenue
be,
using the right lane.
you know, married, but, you know, I didn't give myself the room or capacity to grow as a person and learn and fail and make mistakes. You know, now it's great if you make mistakes that don't cost you a lot. And your reputation is one of the things that it can. you know. But at the end of the day, you still want to be, you know, you want to be a stand-up person, you want to be a stand-up man, you know, and be honest. You know, it's like the world has given us the ground to be a lot more honest than people have. You know, I don't know if your father is in your life or not, or you got a man in your life that means a lot to you. But man, a lot of us don't have, and women have seen this too. So to some degree, I understand why women can be a little guarded and they put us through the stuff that they put us through when it comes to, like, you know, trying to vet you out, and particularly on an online environment. That's a whole different conversation because you probably never dated online, or have you?
Yeah.
You have? Okay, but 22, man, you dated online? I mean,
that's when I was younger though. Like when I was.
How much younger you?
Shit, I'm talking about like 16.
Really? Dating online?
14.
Okay.
I was bad as hell.
Well, I mean, look,
well,
fortunately you're here now, but the point that I was trying to make about it is that, you know, men have not traditionally been who we need to be when it comes to, like, you know, standing up, being definitely not monogamous in a lot of cases, or being you know, having multiple women, and projecting a lot of the things that we dealt with along the way on our families, on our women, you know. So now that room to be able to address that and look inside and not be misogynistic, word I was looking for, is a thing. So my point is, meeting people in person, you know, it's kind of tough these days. People don't really meet in person like that no more, you know. So, you know, there's a lot of guardrails that, cause I got a daughter, and I think about it a lot. Like, what do I want her to be able to really pull this off right here? Damn, I did it, dog.
In a quarter mile, make a slight right turn on North Austin Avenue using the right lane.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, you know, you're not going to get it right all the time. And give yourself a little grace. And that's where I was going with, about having, you know, a male figure, you know, in your life. Okay. Really? Okay.
I have granddaddy in the crib, but like he don't do so much. Just like, man, pops in life.
Yeah.
I got brothers.
Okay. Now, was Big Brother's wildin'?
Big brothers was wild. I couldn't even lie. Like,
Yeah.
it was hard to even like.
See, that's what I mean. Most of us have learned it wrong. We got taught wrong, so now you got to unlearn behavior.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And I'm thinking about that same space.
See, I got 4
Mm-hmm.
brothers. And one of them, that's my brother. Like, that's my brother. And we got 2 different dads. So I'm the only child of my mother.
That's right.
But I still got 12 siblings. He got 12.
How many pops got?
He got 12 by himself. Mama just me and my brother.
Damn. So how many baby moms? Just, I mean, more than 5?
Yeah, gotta be.
Damn.
Two heavily.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. You know, I just, you know, no doubt.
Make a slight right turn on
But at
North
the end of the
Austin
day,
Avenue.
man, I think the awareness that we have now, the information that we have now, is that as a prompt for us to you know, to be better, to do better, and to be honest about the space that you're in. And I think if you start from a place of truth and honesty, and you seeking out the proper communication, that's really where a lot of things fail at, man. I feel like most of us don't know how to say certain things, you know, and don't have the capacity to communicate directly about, you know, things that we, you know, and if it's honestly, if you show truth, at the end of the day, even if it's just for you, you know, you not hurting somebody else at the end of the day. You're giving them a chance to choose, you know, and I think that's where it starts at. If you can, you know, honor that space, you know, within yourself, man. But you know, continuing to have conversations like this, I encourage you to interview, you know, multiple people just to get a little feel for where they are. And it sounds like you open to the thought, and you and your girl at least talking about things that's real, you know, although a lot of it's about the future. You know, I would encourage you to, I mean, you know, y'all been together for a year, you know, date, man, date her, you know, learn how to date her and and you know, she might not be the woman you marry, you know, and that don't mean y'all can't be peaceful. It ain't gotta get toxic. Y'all ain't gotta, you know, have a knockdown drag out at the end of the day to you know, to be able to move on from each other. You know, if you know y'all can remain friends too. There's a real
right
thing.
on
Y'all
West
can actually
Randolph
remain
Street
friends.
using the right lane.
You know, if y'all willing to open yourselves up to that kind of conversation and be honest with each other versus just, you know, people move through unvoiced expectations, which is a big thing for people. So
That's a lot of people scared to say it out. And like, they only scared to protect you,
right,
to protect your feelings.
That's true.
They don't want to say a lot of shit.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. Nah, you said it, man. You said it. Well, man, this my battery about to jump off, but man, nah, I didn't enjoy chopping it up with you. You know, and I want to follow
turn
the
right
music.
on West Randolph Street,
You know,
then turn left
so,
on West Washington Boulevard.
I think it's dope, man, that you're doing your thing. But yeah, my mom.
Dropped EP.
You just dropped the EP?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of the EP?
It's called Return of the Nettle. It's Montana backwards. It's Return of the Nettle.
Okay.
Just a couple tracks to
Gotcha.
define what I'm doing right now in the song.
Okay.
It's a new sound that I want to experience and
Experiment with. Okay. I like that too, man. You know, working with your art, finding your lane on your art, man. But yeah, at the Culture and Collabs on Instagram and on TikTok. And you talk about experimenting with this art. You know, being able to talk and have real conversations with people, and I'm actually surprised that more people are actually down to chop it up in a very organic way. Like we just had a quick conversation. There was some synergy, and we, you know, threw on the camera, you know, and started, you know, talking for real. So
yeah, I saw on Instagram, I'm like, I need to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be nosy, but like, you know, see what life is.
Right. Well, you know, definitely interviewing and journaling and documenting and reading are definitely some of the ways that you get to kind of figure out, you know, your path and the way you want to go. And then, not to mention, you know, prayer and you know, seeking out, you know, your own true identity. You know, who you and what you want to represent, and even some of the things that maybe you missed, you know, or missed ahead of you. I mean, you got to get it wrong, you know. So yeah, definitely heed and listen to see the mistakes that other people have made, and you do your best not to make the same damn mistakes. You know, you definitely off to a good start. If you don't have kids right now, and don't need to create no extra expense for yourself if you don't need it. So love, man. Good chopping.